ILA Child Development faculty at Wallace Community College's Dothan campus, and I had the pleasure of being part of the 2020-2021 Alabama Community College System's Instructional Leadership Academy. I have to admit that I was excited for the program because I am a geek for professional development and finding new strategies to implement to help engage, motivate, and connect with my students so that they can make a positive impact on Alabama's education by being one of a child's first teachers. The idea of ILA was great. I was on board. Course redesign, bring it on. And then the first data dig assignment. I had no idea where to start. As a department, so many changes had happened recently, from instructor switching, almost all new textbooks being adopted, aligning courses across departments, and updating departmental policies. And then there was a global pandemic going on. It seemed like no matter what I was going to try, it would be comparing apples to oranges. So I collected the low-hanging fruit, the data I could easily access for my fall 2019 Introduction to Childcare course, including course evaluations, attendance, and grades. Without anything blatantly standing out, I started to think about overall nuances I would like to minimize, such as absentees, tardiness, late assignments, not having students reach out for help when they need it. Throughout ILA, as we learned new strategies, I implemented them, not just in my course redesign, but all of them, so students from all classes could benefit and my courses on my LMS would stay standardized and predictable. Some of the implementations were a direct result of the COVID-19 pandemic, but have served a positive purpose in the intentionality and clarity of materials presented to students. I still had no idea how I was going to compare data, but I was implementing strategies away. In my final review of data, I was able to group my strategies into categories and review what I had collected. My categories included provided clear and consistent instructions, student engagement, student accountability, instructor availability and openness, and grading. I realized I didn't need to just be looking at one individual course, as the implementations of strategies could be overarching, and I adjusted the data I was looking at to be averages of all course evaluations, grades, and attendance from fall 2019 versus fall 2020. So much of the course evaluations are from student perception, so I only looked at the percentages of the top achievable category. Strongly agree. I did see improvements in all categories on the course evaluations, which were showing me my efforts towards student perception were paying off. I did not see the same trend for the grades and attendance, though. I attribute this to all classes were face-to-face fall 2019, and in 2020, courses were online, which take more self-motivation and computer savviness than the other. Oh, and not to mention, we were still in the midst of a pandemic. And going forward, I recognize that when I look at the results, I will need to break the data into two categories: on-campus courses and online courses. I also see three more data digging ways that could prove to be beneficial. First, by tracking more detailed attendance, including tardiness and excused versus unexcused absences. Also on keeping tally on instructor help by number of virtual office hour appointments, number attending the weekly virtual class meeting, and student emails and phone calls. The last data collection would be reviewing grades in more detail by how many assignments were turned in late or not at all, how many students took advantage of extra credit, and how many students took advantage of the second attempt on a test. Now that I'm at the end of ILA, and I am finally realizing what data to collect to track the changes I would like to see in my courses, I am eager to continue collecting and making constant and never-ending improvements in my courses for the benefits of the students in the child development program.